all know is a place for beaches and drinks, but visiting the Paul John Distillery is a must. After my visit here, I feel everyone should experience it at least once. Whoever drinks whiskey, or even those who don't drink their whiskies, they'll know what really goes behind making that beautiful bottle that you see, and the notes. They take you around the entire distillation process, and how the whole naturally grown flavors come, and the intricate details that goes into each of the processes.
So if you're in Goa, or if you ever plan to come here, and if you're a whiskey drinker or if you're not a whiskey drinker, you must come here so that you can begin your journey with understanding and deciphering whiskey, and probably you just end up drinking this more often and create an appreciation for this amazing beverage.
This is my first visit to the distillery, and I am just amazed with the passion with which they've planned the whole thing. They've created the space. I've never seen 6,000 casks in a room, and then there are so many more cellars than the first one. And the whole process, the way they talk about the process, they talk about how they control every aspect of what is produced, and that's absolutely beautiful, because it's very similar to, it's very similar to any other production, any other food production. It's very it's very methodical, and it's very well controlled. It's because every time you're doing something, there are a lot of factors that come in which you cannot control, but when you're in food production, you have to control everything. So it's beautifully done. The visitor center itself, the way it's done, the space, the openness, I love the fact that there are so many awards on the wall. That's like just amazing. World awards for an Indian whiskey. Hats off to Paul John and Michael.
Paul John Visitor Center, the people have been very welcoming, very warm. Pankaj, the Visitor Center manager, is a very friendly person. Feel free to contact him in case you're having any issues, and if you want any particular special arrangements that you require, he'll always look at them. Michael was very informative in how he explained the whiskey process, right from the start, from the milling all the way till the maturation, showcasing of the barrels and tasting of the whiskies. It's always a great experience coming to a distillery and actually experiencing how the whiskey is made. And Paul John is certainly up there when it comes to the whiskies. And creating this phenomenal experience has been amazing, and I think it's something everyone should definitely look forward to if they're in Goa. Paul John, the Visitor Center, is a hidden gem in the south of Goa, and a place one should definitely visit if you're visiting Goa.
Never had an experience like this earlier. It was remarkable in multiple ways. Start from the trip to Goa, to coming to the distillery, to the architecture, to the way everything was built, to the people here are as warm as their whiskies. I'm damn sure as good as their whiskies. The people, definitely the spirit of the people, you can see that in the whiskies. The way they love the product, the way they love making whiskey, you can taste this love when you come through Paul John, and when you drink Paul John, you can feel the love.
I've already tasted all the 3 blends of Paul John. We've done a tasting back in our academy. The main reason of coming on was to see how a distillery is being set in India. I don't know if I ever get a chance to go to Scotland and see it. So when Himanshu offered us to come down, have a tour visit about and experience how the entire 3 processes go through, and how they are being barreled, how they are being aged, matured in cask, and feel them walk through those aisles where there are barrels, about 60,000 odd barrels that are being aging from 2 years, 4 years, 5 years, and so on. That was the experience that just blew me up, and that's precisely the reason I was here, to understand how exactly these things are made, and how the master distiller sat and designed the pot still, the copper pot still himself, and the way it's all been done. So for me, it was a very beautiful experience. Last 2 days, the moment I landed here till now, it's been a beautiful experience so far. So yeah, it's been good.
I would like to share my experience, what we had yesterday. So from the time we entered Goa, we are looking forward for this session with Paul John that we were so excited to, experience. We come into the Paul John Distillery and then we see this beautiful yellow villa. It looks so, it just stands out when you come into this thing. Initially I thought it's kind of a very Portuguese kind of a style. We walk into, there was a warm welcome that we had. The team of Paul John greeted us. There was this paparazzi thing happening. Some nice people at the back, they were like clicking pictures and stuff. When we got into the serious bit, which was when Himanshu and Michael D'Souza, they took us through the intrinsic part about what goes to make a brand and what are the efforts they take to create such a beautiful brand. It was very enlightening. So overall, this experience has been wonderful. It's very knowledgeable, and I'm going to share this with a lot of colleagues and friends and talk about the experience that I have over here. Hopefully, I'm sure there'll be a lot of takers and there'll be a lot of people who will want to come here and do the same experience in a distillery. So the visiting center is an awesome idea and a good experience for anybody who would like to explore single malts, especially the Indian single malt, which is Paul John.
Well, it was quite unexpected. Like when I decided to get on the tour, you could say, was keen enough to get. I didn't know what to expect out of it. But when the time we boarded the flight till today, right now, it has been a wonderful experience. Great people around, great people at Paul John. It's been a whole entirely well-planned package, and must say that it's executed perfectly well. Perfection, yeah, it says it doesn't exist, but this one was very close to that.
The Paul John Visitor Centre, I think, is a go-to destination if you're in India. And if you're going to Goa, you have to check this place out. I really loved it. And when I got the invite, I was a little apprehensive. I'm not a big whiskey enthusiast. I don't know much. But the way they greet you, the way they bring you in, the way they explain everything is very, very friendly. Even if you don't know much, you'll learn a lot here. So don't be intimidated that I don't know enough about whiskey to go to a distillery. Like how I was, I came here and I learned so much, and everyone's really hospitable here. And big shout out to all the Paul John, the ambassadors, the distiller, to explain everything like it's your baby to somebody else as a stranger and open your home. The way they've done is not easy, and I think they've done a great job. From tasting all parts of the whiskey, from the milling, mashing, all the stages, and then tasting the beer that's made, and then how it goes into distillation, even letting us taste the low wines and the faints. I don't think anybody does that, and that's a great effort that they've taken, and they're really opening up their home to all of us, which is not easy to do. And it's great to be here, and I'm waiting for the next time that I'll be invited, or I'll just come in with some friends and show them this place, a hidden gem in Goa. And you're standing in a whiskey warehouse. It can't get better than that for me. You can just the smell, if you could smell this, wow. So yeah, thank you, the entire Paul John team. It's a great place to be.